Hello there, and welcome to the secret location. Where is the secret location? Who knows? Anyway, I'm doing a one-off. Hey, wow, good timing. Hello, Hara. Welcome to being the first person in here. I wasn't expecting Lejean today because this is not the normal Saturday live stream. This is a bit of a one-off. Change. I'm doing a one just as I'm in a different location today. The Saturday live stream is still happening, but a few things I'll tell you guys just as more people stream into the room. But how is everyone today? How are you all doing? How is all of the people? Maybe Korea. Ooh, there are little subtle clues around the picture, and hopefully by the end of this I will have dropped enough clues that you guys will know where I am. But there are some clues you may be able to see depending on the resolution of my video, amongst other things. But and maybe even at some point I might turn on that television behind me, and then you guys will know. Are there any clues on here? There's no clues on here. Maybe. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, I'm in my secret location, which, like I say, we can have a bit of fun working that one out. But there's a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about, and one of the reasons was, the Saturday live stream is happening this week, but then the next week after there won't actually be a Saturday live stream for a change, so I thought it might be nice just to throw in an extra one before this, just so we have a couple this week and so we all got a chance to chat. So how is everyone? How are you guys doing? Before we start waffling on about the wonderful things going on, how has everyone been enjoying the music? Anything particularly interesting that you guys have enjoyed from the music that we've posted recently? There has been a little bit of a selection, so really interested to know, because there's been a lot of music that I think we've posted that's maybe got slightly negative reactions. So I'm looking to see as well what you guys have been liking, if there's anything particularly you want me to follow up on. We are going back to the album listen throughs. That'll be starting in the next couple of days. It's been taking me a while to get through to that, but I've been recording a couple of album listen throughs, so that will be coming back. But yeah, just very interested to know what you guys have been enjoying, and then, like I say, we'll have a little bit of talk about a few more things, and maybe we'll have a little bit of a look at the television a bit later, and once you guys have worked out where I am, that is. So any ideas? Anything you guys want to put forward first, or should I just start waffling? Anything of interest? Or is it down to me? It might be down to me. It might be down to me to start waffling. Okay then. All right, so a couple of things I wanted to mention about the channel, things that are coming up. Well, first of all, as you guys have probably worked out, James has gone back to England, and there's a couple more of the reviews I did with him coming up in the next couple of days, but then it will be back to a normal me. Although James, while he was in Japan, was filming his new series with me as well, which will be coming out on the channel. So there should be some really cool episodes from that. We're thinking of posting one every week or two, because it's quite a big thing the way it's filmed. There's a lot of cutting and stuff that has to be done. But it's kind of like a little bit of a banter and food review thing between us. Other thing I wanted to mention, just in case any of you guys don't know, there are extra Baka breakdowns that you are not seeing on the YouTube that are coming up on the OneDrive. Now, if you've been on our Reddit or our Discord, you would have seen this. But this includes old reviews that we hadn't been able to post on YouTube and things like that. You can check them out. So we've got 4 videos up there at the moment, and there's more coming all the time. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I thought that was a nice idea. We put it through. The link is there through Reddit and Discord. I haven't put it on the Facebook yet, just because I know that Facebook is very well policed, and they may well decide to follow the link and take some sort of exception to it themselves. Kind of the same thing for Twitter. I know that Twitter, a lot of the bans, they look on Twitter for anything they regard as incorrect, and therefore might follow it back to the OneDrive. But certainly on Reddit and Discord, I think we're quite safe. But certainly, if you don't know that, go check it out. The link is there on our Reddit and our Discord, and there's extra videos, and we're going to be adding more over time. There's been so many videos that we've done for this channel that have never seen the light of day, which means that if you like the channel and you really want to follow it, you're going to be able to get your hands on so much more of our material. Because like I say, we're going to be flooding loads of like never before seen videos are going up on our OneDrive account. So if you need to know how to find the link, please tell us, but it will be there. Fernando, really great to see you, man. By the way, really appreciating a lot of your comments as well recently. It's been really great to discuss a lot of these videos with you. I really love when people get involved. I know some of our followers just like to watch very passively and don't say anything. That's absolutely fine. But it is really great as well when we have people who are in there commenting on the songs. So Fernando, I really appreciate a lot of your opinions as they've been coming along. It's interesting how a lot of the songs we post have divided people in so many different directions. So yeah, I really enjoyed that side of things as well. But yeah, like I say, I'm going to start dropping clues to where my secret location is sometime in the near few minutes, maybe. Yeah, we're going to get back to doing some more of the normal stuff with videos. We're going to be having some more of the album listen throughs. And then some more of the bands we're familiar with. There's been recent songs by groups who I know are popular on this channel, not with everyone, but with some people, you know, the sort of Perfume, the Passcode, Baby Metal, Bandmate. There's a lot more Bandmate to come up as well. Silent Siren, you know, a lot of the popular bands. We're going to be doing a little bit more of them. We've been going through a little bit of an adventure phase again. Every time we do that, the views on the channel dramatically drop for obvious reasons, but you know, we like to do it. It's all about giving you guys some new music as well as stuff you know as well. Welcome. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you, man. Like I said, we'll just appreciate it. If people are having fun, that's all in the world that matters. But yeah, like I said, we're getting back to some of the artists that are more familiar with the channel. And continuing, we've got to sort of press forward on the Bandmate listen throughs as well, because I'm really excited to listen to more of their albums as well, so we can work towards doing that top 20 list, as I think it's going to be, of Bandmate songs. But yeah, there's been some great stuff. I've really enjoyed a lot of the new artists we've picked up, and there's a couple of reviews coming tomorrow and the day after, which are kind of interesting ones, which I think should really, especially tomorrow, actually, there's two really interesting reaction videos coming up tomorrow that I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think. Obviously, we had the review of Ray recently. She's an artist who I really like, but I know she's kind of one who divides a lot of people, and it's just been nice to go through a lot of different things with you guys. Now, like I say, so that's one of the things we got. The new series with James that will be coming up, as he's editing that back in England. So as soon as he's done that, we'll be posting like one of them a week. We got a load more reaction videos, including the album listen throughs, coming in the following couple of weeks on this channel. And obviously we're going to be relocating around about the beginning of October. So in about the beginning of October, you're going to see our new location for the Barker Breakdown. I haven't actually seen it myself yet, but I have every reason to believe it's going to be really good. So there's a lot of things coming up on the channel in the near future. And just to reiterate as well, for the guys who joined us in the room, the reason I'm doing this today, the reason I'm doing a Thursday reaction is just because we've got Saturday one coming up, but then the next Saturday won't be here, so I thought just a couple more would be a good idea. Harrow, yeah, waiting for Bandmate reviews, but you should finish before December as the new album is coming up. That's one of the main reasons. That's really one of the main reasons. I was like, we're doing all these things. We had so many links and suggestions to follow up on that we thought, oh, I'll dive in on some of them, especially with James being around. But then it just clicked into my head, like, Bandmate's new album is coming in December. Don't have too much time. I kind of got to get through every single Bandmate album in like the next 2 and a bit months. So I really need to sort of push forwards with that. So yeah, the Bandmate thing will be coming up a lot more there. Someone with Trump in his name trolling. Fine, just don't react. Fernando, the Peggy's album review. Which album, by the way? Actually, as a point, I've got a couple of Scandal albums that have been made available, which I need to get to them. They are available for me. Let's quickly go over to Discord, where the links are. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it now, because even though the internet is really good here, I guarantee if I start obtaining those Scandal albums now, that it might well kill the internet. Wow, good times, everyone. New Kingdom. But is that a new album? Fernando, is that a new album by the Peggies? New Kingdom? I don't know, maybe it's an old one. Also, I need to actually get my hands on a copy as well. Obviously, when I'm in Japan, it's easy to get like a second-hand no, a couple of years. Okay, it's easy to get a second-hand copy of some things in Japan, but not everything. I think that yeah, when it comes to Peggy's, I tried looking for some of their stuff before. It's not incredibly easy, if I'm honest with you. Um, it doesn't seem they have enough support for them to really be easy to pick up in shops. Brand new copies, which can be kind of expensive, but I will have a look and see if there's like good download options for them as well. I'd like to actually do a Peggy's album listening through. That'd be kind of fun. They come across from the three songs I've heard so far. They are all kind of the sort of stripped back three-piece rock stuff, but they also have an individual sound. And yeah, I've just enjoyed them actually. They've been really good ones to listen to, so I might well pick up on that. On iTunes, yeah, I don't do iTunes. I don't do the Appling at all. If they if they have it on another system, then I might well. One of the things I actually quite noticed, sorry, one of the things you can't quite notice something. One of the things I have, in a definitive sense, noticed is that YouTube actually, because YouTube has a YouTube Music service, but I found out that if you search for virtually any song now, you can just find it on YouTube, like the audio recording. YouTube seems to have made their YouTube Music service available on YouTube. Now, I've always used the website as a platform for finding a lot of music when I want to, because there's so much on there. But it is amazing that the audio recordings are really easy to find now. We always look for the videos, but if you go on to, it's not so much something you can do in the search bar, but if you go onto an artist's page or their channel, like an official channel, very often you can then from there find just like a whole bunch of audio recordings. So actually it's surprising what you can find on there. No, Spotify. Yeah, I mean, Spotify is another one that I don't have, but I know I have an account for Spotify. Actually, I have an account for iTunes now as of yesterday, after a conversation I was having with CMC. But I'm still struggling to make that work without downloading their player, which doesn't agree with anything on my computer. And Spotify, to be honest, yeah, I probably should, but I just, I don't know. I think music doesn't require me to download a special player. I've got really good sound equipment. I've got really good audio players. Why do I have to download someone's stupid bloody software? But you know, it's coming that way, isn't it? That's a difficulty. I mean, with my computer, it's quite well balanced. It's quite a simple, really not old, but you know, it's a few years old when I bought it. Computer, you guys remember when I got this one. And you know, as a result, it's all well balanced to make sure that everything's very functional. You know, so that there's so there's no viruses, no unnecessary software. Everything's just nice and simple. And then you know, you get things like, especially iTunes, is just so laggy. And the same to be sort of from what I've seen of Spotify as well. Kind of reminds me back in the old days of LimeWire. When you had LimeWire, that thing just, you opened it up and your computer just died. That was the best form of copyright security. LimeWire just killing your computer. If it works, don't mess with it. Yeah, it's kind of my attitude, because I in a way, I want to have these things, want to have these services, not because I particularly like them, but because they just give you access to certain things. But I will, sorry, just moving the mic a bit there. I will start, I think, by having a look to see if the YouTube Music service has it, because that's the only one I know that doesn't require you to download some sort of computer software thing and stick it on your system. Like I say, I tried to do iTunes the other day, and just immediately all of my like special recording software just said nope, conflict, don't allow this, don't allow this. So I was like, okay, got to find another way. But yeah, so yeah, I'll have a little look and see if I can find that. But I'm sure there's somewhere that I can get my hands on a copy of that album. I want to do more albums, like I say, I'm going to do. We haven't done much Scandal on this channel because of the copyright issues we had initially, but it does look like a lot of that's eased since they're moving. So things like Scandal, that's going to come back up. There are another artist who I really want to pick up on. I think we've caught up on a lot of the links and suggestions that you guys have given us. Like, for example, I know Iron Bunny was one of the ones that you guys wanted us to touch on, and that one I've just done a review for as well. So there's a lot of things coming up, kind of suggestions, but probably be a good idea for us to dive into a few of the more liked artists. We did actually lose 3 subscribers yesterday, apparently. So maybe some people are getting bored of us not doing doing the more popular music as well, the more famous music as well. So we'll do a little bit of famous music and not just spend all our time going through the lesser known artists. I like to have a balance of both of those things, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, that's the balance of what I'm thinking at the moment. Like I said, we've got James's stuff as well, which I'm really looking forward to. And remember, guys, remember, we have lots of not seen on YouTube reactions that are available right now at any time. Just go check out the OneDrive folder. You can find a link to that on both our Reddit, and I've made a special like Reddit discussion thing for it. And as well as that, there's also a link on our Discord. So, go check that out, because there's a load of reactions that you guys have never seen that are going up on there. And there will be more going onto that regularly. So, yeah, there's lots of great new stuff, which is ironic because a lot of it is very old. But we're going to be sharing a lot of material, hopefully, with you guys soon. And again, thank you to everyone who's got involved with the Patreon. I know that's kind of a bit of a slow burner, and we want to offer you guys more, and we certainly will try and offer you guys more things, but just appreciate that everyone's getting on there as well. More software to load on my laptop. Yeah, exactly, isn't it? Anything that doesn't involve me having to install software, I'm happy with. So yeah, any sort of website-based system is a real benefit. Okay, just while we're here, as everyone is still trying to guess where I am, what possible clues can I give you? I don't know, but there are a few things lying around that I may avail myself of in the near future, so as to give away hints. Okay, here's a hint. I'm in a city beginning with the letter H, and it is maybe not worldwide, but certainly in Asia. This country is very famous for having very good coffee. Tell you what, if anyone can name the city, rather than the country, if anyone can name the city, it's a city beginning with H, and if you can name the city, you'll get that. New York. No. Houston. No, I've never. Is Asia really? Is Houston coffee really popular in Asia? So I'm in a city that well, does that give anything away? No, not particularly. I will turn on the TV eventually, and then that'll hopefully be a bigger giveaway. So yes, it's like I said, it's a country. It's a city beginning with the letter H. Don't worry about the country. Think about the city. Or if you guess the country, then maybe help. And it's very famous in Asia, maybe not in the rest of the world, but very famous in Asia for its coffee. Anyway, everything is in English. Actually, yes, everything, because I showed the remote control earlier, didn't I? And the remote control, everything's in English on that, but I think that's just, there are quite a lot of English things here, but most of it is done in the native language. But I think quite a lot of people here do speak English. Hong Kong, oh, good guess, but no, it's not Hong Kong. It is, yeah, no, it's not Hong Kong. But that's a very good guess, actually. I didn't think of that. That's a good one. Hong Kong, it is not. Actually, that, with all the evidence I've given you so far, that makes more sense than the actual answer. So I probably need to give you better clues, because Hong Kong was a very good guess. Here's a little one that probably won't help anyone, but maybe will trigger some thoughts. As far as I'm aware, this country has no coin money, because the value of the money, the value of one of the money here is so incredibly low that all money is paper. There you go. Maybe someone as a random fact knows what that means, but yeah, I mean, literally, you cannot get one of the currency here. In fact, I don't think you can get 10 of the currency here. It would be just, no one would use it for anything. So it doesn't exist. Random trivia. Who can guess? Who can guess where I am? So yes, it's a city beginning with the letter H. Famous, well, this country is famous in Asia for having very much admired coffee. Everyone likes the coffee from this country, very much to Asian tastes more than European taste. Hello, Harry. Hello. Harry is not the name of the city, by the way. Java. Oh, no, it's not Java. That's a good one, though. It's not Java, but it begins, it does begin with an H. But Java, again, very good guess. Java coffee is actually really nice. I think Java coffee is more popular in Western countries. It's certainly, because of the sort of strength of the bean, I think it tastes more popular to like Western tastes. But this particular country that I'm in at the moment, like I say, I think most people in the West wouldn't think of it for being for coffee. But if you are an Asian person, or if you've been to Asia, then in Asia, it's very popular. It's not so much the quality of the beans, it's the way they have a style of coffee that is very popular. Actually, I was going to say about turning on the television, but there's virtually no point because almost everything you turn on the television here is just, they get all their TV from fellow neighboring Asian countries. So, what else can we do? What else can we do? Give things away horribly. You guys can probably see the electricity plug over there. If you can see the electricity plug over there, it's a bit of a giveaway. But Hanoi. Do we think I'm in Hanoi? Let's have a look and see. Am I in Hanoi? I can give you a very conclusive way of telling whether I'm in Hanoi or not. Yeah, I'm in Hanoi. Very well guessed. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for putting me out of my misery on that one. Yeah, this is a cheap canned coffee. This is amazing. But yeah, basically the coffee in Vietnam, it's not very strong, but they do this kind of weird sugary, milky, sweet coffee, which is just really, really good. If you're a normal coffee fan, it doesn't really taste like coffee at all, to be honest. I really love normal coffee, but I love this as well. It's kind of like, I don't really know if we can realistically call this coffee, but it's amazing. Bloody brilliant. And of course, Asian people with the sort of sweet flavored drinks are really popular, so Vietnamese coffee is very popular elsewhere. Yeah, so Brian, you win, Brian. That was a tricky game. And now we said that, let's see what's on the telly. I can't turn the sound up because I'll probably get sued. I think they have like music channels here. Let's try and find one of the music channels. Let's see what is popular. Oh, I keep on going back to the same one. Let's see what's popular. And I think there was a music channel somewhere in here. Yeah, it's amazing. I've just been. Oh my god, so much drama. Everything's very dramatic on television here. Even people in an office, weirdly dramatic. I'll tell you what, I think there was, I seem to remember 48 or 47. Oh my god. Yeah, the music they watch here is basically 99% pop. So people dancing around a lot. That's basically what the music here looks like all the time. So you'll be able to see whatever is considered the current thing that they're watching on television behind me. Isn't it weird? I don't know what's going on here. Vietnamese coffee is coffee. It's basically French roast or condensed milk. You can get espresso versions without sweet condensed milk. I think it is kind of like that, but I do think it is a bit different as well. There is a sort of a style to their coffee that I haven't really tasted, even when I was in like Europe or France. Never really tasted anything quite like this. I think it might be because of the condensed milk. I think it might be because of the fact, they leave this on like warm shelves and it still tastes good, which is suspicious of any dairy-based product. What is going on in this weird video behind me? Oh my god. So this is basically what Vietnamese pop TV looks like. It seems to just be really weird, creepy, westernized. I don't know who any of these people are. Am I this out of touch? I'm pretty sure they had something that wasn't this weird before. What else do you have? Let's go a few more channels along. Yes, this is the sort of broadcasting that you usually get copyright problems for. I don't know what any of this television is. Oh, some drama. Oh, it's a washing machine. These people are clearly Indian. I don't know. So, soaps. Yeah, I think there seems to be a lot of soaps. Every other thing, but they're not Vietnamese. The soaps that you see here, you soon realise they're all dubbed into Vietnamese because you can tell everything you watch, the lips and the words don't match up. So I think the majority of what you see on the television is like either Korean or Chinese or Malaysian, actually, Thai, things like that. I think there's a lot of programming coming from other countries that's redubbed here, but yeah, it's a strange it's a strange thing watching the television here. And it's amazing how many channels you get on the standard television. Actually, yeah, one of the things that I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I decided between all the work I'm trying to do while I'm here, I'm going to do a little bit of sightseeing and try and enjoy it because I haven't been to Vietnam for so long. And so tomorrow I'm going to be going and visiting. There's like very close to me, there's a very, very high, like 60-story building that has a free viewing balcony on top, and there's all kinds of things. We're very close to where they're building a Grand Prix track for next year. So I'm going to be going and visiting that hopefully tomorrow. So I'm going to do a little bit of walking around, enjoying it. I did some really good walking today, but yeah, I just decided while I'm here, kind of like every time I do a little bit of traveling, it's to get a little bit of space to think about what I'm doing and do some more work, as well as, chilling. But yeah, I went and did a little bit of holiday photography, snaps and things. Oh, isn't it pretty? Yeah, that was a little pagoda not too far from here that I went to. Yeah, it's just just been quite a nice, relaxing place to visit, actually. So yeah, I've enjoyed it, but this is for me because I've got good internet right now. It's a good opportunity to do this. Like I say, this Saturday there will be a live stream, but then the next Saturday after that there won't be a live stream. So I thought I'd get in here and have a little chat with you guys now, just sort of give you an idea of what's going on. So yeah, I was interested with what's coming up. Obviously, we've been trying to churn through as many of the suggestions that you guys have given us as possible. There is still a lot of suggested stuff on the list that we haven't got to yet. But is there anything in particular that you guys have been really interested in? Any artists you want us to follow up on more? I know that we haven't been getting so many views, especially since the copyright strike. Because I know once you've got a copyright strike, YouTube basically doesn't recommend your videos anymore. Searching for water Wednesday material in Vietnam. Good point, actually. While I am here, I have been doing a little bit of looking. There is quite an interesting sort of pop music culture here. I think most of the music that's popular in Vietnam is probably not going to sit well with certain regulars of ours who are not so pop happy. I think this is a pop country. I think that's a fair thing to say. One walk down the street with your ears open makes that pretty clear. No live stream in 2 weeks. No, how will I stay sane at work that week? I would suggest the best thing to do is to provoke crazy situations, which in your job should be quite possible. I still maintain that you need to use lines like, I'm 1 week from retirement, and then show people a photograph of your new house on the lake that you bought. And that's when someone will probably try to shoot you. And then the assassins will come in, and then you can have like a big fight, save the day. That should get you through the evening. If films are anything to go by, which they usually are, then all the action should end just about the time you're due to clock off. So you can make some pithy leaving work line to the cops just as you leave and save the day. So that would be my suggestion for how to get through your night at work on that Saturday. I hope that was helpful. I don't do career advice usually. You can probably man. It's just in kind of case, the next Saturday I've got a few things going on. I've got a friend's birthday who I don't usually talk much about what's going on in my own little sort of world on the channel, because I like to keep the channel sort of about music and things. But yes, I have something I'm really looking forward to next week, which is going to be a bit of a giggle. And so yeah, I kind of figured it would be best, rather than rushing a Saturday live stream, I'll just have a bit of a week off that and come back. So that's why I'm doing 2 this week. I'm doing 1 today and then 1 on the Saturday, as per normal. We are in Vietnam. We're 2 hours behind Japan, so I'm kind of basing everything on that. I've got my little the clock on my computer. I've got it set to show me 3 things. Let me see if I can quickly show you. So the clock on my computer, I've got it set to show me, this one's the time in Japan, this one's the time here in Vietnam, and this one's the time in England, just so I can, because we've got a few people following us in England, and plus, you know, from England I can easily work out what time in America is. So yeah, this is a good little system I've got going there. Just allows me to work out when and where everyone is. So yeah, it's a couple of hours behind here, but I'm let's start this equivalent of midnight in Japan. So this is the same time as usual as far as I'm aware. And then we'll pick this up again by doing another one on Saturday. Yay! USA! Why USA? Well, are you asking for a USA time zone to be represented on there? Are you unhappy that I did not put a USA time zone? Is this what I am missing? Let me know. Oh yeah, and by the way, one of the things that is coming up, mentioning some of the Korean artists, we'll be doing a little bit more of Dreamcatcher and Walking After You in the next couple of weeks as well. I know Dreamcatcher had a lot of songs coming out recently, and they've been quite an interesting one. I think a lot of people weren't, we had some people who were really into them, some people who weren't as much, but I know a lot of people have found them quite an interesting group to discuss. You know, certainly have been a real a new sort of a really interesting discussion topic for a lot of people on the channel. So they're definitely one who I want to come back to. And Walking After You, obviously, we've had a lot of really great support, both from the band have been really encouraging us reviewing them. You guys have enjoyed them as well. So those kind of have become part of our regular lineup, and I've got no problem with that at all. But obviously, we'll be returning to a lot of our Japanese regular artists as well from the end of this week. You know, stuff like, say, more Band-Maid, Listen Through is going to be going further down the rabbit hole, as always, with the whole Sakura Gaku and Baby Metal thing. Silent Siren obviously going to be on there. Wagaki Band, we're checking for a few songs we haven't listened to by Wagaki Band yet as well. Ninganes have always been fun. I really love that Aloha of Hell song. So I'm kind of like in a mind to give them more music to listen to. Well, take more music from them to listen to. So yeah, there's some really encouraging stuff coming up. And like I say, because YouTube is limiting our exposure due to the copyright strike, I think it probably is about time that we hit back with some, if you like, some of the music that I think people really, sort of stuff that really gets a lot of popular base, that a lot of people enjoy. I think a lot of those artists will come back to. Fem are on the list, actually. Fem are coming up. Let me just check. What's those? It's Thursday, isn't it? I think the Fem one's coming up this weekend. I only just actually queued that up to record tomorrow morning. I'm doing a little bit of a review session tomorrow morning, and Fem's on that one. I already actually did one of the Fem songs before. I've kind of got a bit of a, I think I've got 2 Fem songs actually on here, so I probably should try and get them done in the right order. Harry, which USA time zone would be best represented? Eastern, Central, Mountain, Western? I mean, to be honest, when it comes to USA, the only 2 ones that, I mean, obviously I understand how the 4 hours would work, but the only 2 that I really actually know is, I know East is 5 behind England most of the time, West is 8 behind England most of the time. Therefore, that kind of makes it a bit easier for me to work on that basis. So I always kind of think, England 8 hours behind Japan, East Coast 13 hours behind, West Coast 16 hours behind, or 10 hours ahead, but 1 day behind. It's kind of the easiest way to deal with that in my tiny little brain. The easiest way my brain can handle the information. But yeah, so at the moment I've just got where I am where I usually am, and where I'm from. Those are the 3 time zones I have on my computer at the current moment. Ah, my word. So that's a nice way of doing it. Actually, well, as we're all settled in for this conversation, I'm going to go and get what was going to be the extra clue, but it isn't so much of a clue now. Well, second, I got a comment. Oh, this is not actually on the live stream. This is coming from somewhere else. You still haven't done answers for anime with your oh, it's Riff Raff was mentioning about one of the Baby Metal songs. I'll have to come back to him on that. Let's have a look here. Do you follow Sumo Tournament? I don't really follow it, but I do enjoy seeing it. I mean, I don't really know enough about it to follow it. It's the issue I have with sumo. I love the whole way it's done, but I have a similar issue, not the same, but a similar issue with the one that I have with like baseball and cricket, which is that there is a lot of standing around for 15 seconds at most of action. And I always find those sorts of sports, I don't have the patience for them. Whereas at least the thing about sumo is once it's done, it's done. Whereas with cricket and baseball, it's like, oh, there you go. Now you have to wait for another 10 minutes for something to happen. So it's one of those sports where at least with sumo, you know that you build up to it and then it's done and you're, oh, I enjoyed that. So it's certainly better in my mind than cricket and baseball, but I don't really have the patience to follow it on more of a regular term. Just something where if it's there, I watch it, I enjoy it a lot. Also, quickly, Harry, I won't make a band suggestion as you already know my opinion. I think I was mentioning just before you logged in that I have to go through a certain folder that is available to me. Don't know what that is. Anyway, so today's beer is oh, actually, I've got loads of different types of Vietnamese beers all packed up in the fridge here. But this one I wanted to try first of all because it's quite a low alcohol one. It's only 4.6. I thought that sounds like a nice light drinking and talking beer. Let's give this one give this a little pour. Yeah. Should I pour it Western or should I pour it Japanese? Let's pour it Western. Yes. Yes. Yes, the perfect head. Not too much, not too little. Just right. Look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, that's really good actually. For 4.6, that's really good. A bit fruity. That's interesting. It says European technology. It's kind of interesting. Is this a European beer? I don't think so. I deliberately tried to find all of the ones that were Vietnamese when I went to the shop earlier. Yeah, I usually miss the best part of cricket when watching on TV. There equals. I'm going to come back to those 2 points separately, actually. So with Harrow, usually miss the best part of the cricket when watching on TV. Do you mean? I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. So just have to clarify. Do you mean as in you watch it, but the TV doesn't show enough because the game goes on forever? Because it's like it takes like a week just to have one match. And Fernando LaRue equals the street. Is that true? I have no idea. And if so, is that actually in Vietnamese or is that in a different language that you can read and I don't know? Am I just like tripping over jokes and not getting any of them, which is also quite possible. Let me know. LaRue is French for the street. Really? Well, I mean, it says European on it, so and obviously France being, very important to Vietnamese history, that might actually. It says Bia LaRue. Oh, Bia might just be beer. It might just be the way they say beer. Maybe it's a bit of a long shot guess. It is all as one word as well, but I have to assume you're right. The street and a picture of a tiger. This tiger runs your street. This tiger runs your street. That's my weird voice for today. This is actually, yeah, I've got to be honest, for a 4.6, this is pretty good. In Japan, I've kind of got used to 6% being normal and 5% being like a chilled out lager. So 4.6, it's not too far below that, but good beer. Yeah, very good beer. I'm happy with that. Montreal is a French city. True. It's French Canada, isn't it? I still don't know the deal in French Canada. I'm assuming there's quite a lot of people who only speak French and don't speak English at all. I mean, I have a French Canadian friend. He's not from Montreal. He's from I've forgotten what it is. It's the same area that the band Bare Naked Ladies are from. But anyway, he speaks English and French both. And I kind of assume that most people in French Canada speak both languages equally, but I don't know. I think there are actually some people who only speak French. No, go off doing other things, and the runner gets wicket in the meantime. Oh, yeah. See, that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem, is that you sit there waiting, and then the minute you turn your back, it happens. Lower strength usually means more flavor. I think James would agree with you on that. I don't really agree on that one. I think it can do, but I think sometimes, I mean, there is a certain limit. I mean, you get beyond about 9%, and the flavor then has to be quite full on. But you look at some of the drinks that are really strong and have like amazing flavor. I mean, obviously you get like 12% wines. I mean, most wines are 12%. Around 12%, and they have like vastly different flavors and very strong flavors a lot of the time. You look at sake, similar percentage. Obviously, that's a rice wine. Really different, interesting flavors. So I think with beer, I think sometimes the weak ones, they have more of a need to try and give it more flavor. So you do get some stronger beers that do just taste like really dull. Budweiser, Foster's. I'd say Carling, but Carling doesn't taste dull. It just tastes a bit bad. It just doesn't taste good. So yeah, I do agree with that. But then again, you get some beers that are quite strong, that are really, really full of flavor. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I know it's not a beer, but Guinness is 5%, isn't it? You look at a lot of the German beers that are really, really, sort of beautiful flavors. They're all like 5 and 6%. So I think it's a bit of a mixed one, that. Lower strengths means you got to piss more often. That's kind of true. Yeah, actually, I'll be honest with you. It is very true. People say the opposite when they're teenagers, but it is true that the older you get, and you don't have to get old to say this, you start to envy people who have a low alcohol tolerance, because people with a low alcohol tolerance, they spend less money, they have to go to the toilet less of the time. Just a night out is much more relaxing for them. It's cheaper, it's easier, and yeah, people with a low alcohol tolerance, gotta have respect for that. However, my fridge is full. But beer here is quite cheap. It doesn't seem you can't get like a 500ml can here. The only 500ml one you can get is Sapporo. Surprisingly enough, they import 500ml, but all the rest you get little dinky, tiny little 330ml cans. So you end up having to buy like a bunch of them just to get like a decent amount. But yeah, my word, that's a good beer. That's a really nice beer. So just to reiterate a couple of points for anyone who's new to this chat. I mean, I'm sure you've all been around for a while anyway, but anyone who's just joined into the chat. So I'm doing a live stream now. We'll be doing a live stream on Saturday as well. And then the Saturday afterwards, there'll be no live stream just for 1 week, and then we'll be coming back. Also, we're going to be returning in. We've got a few more things to finish on, like links and stuff we've been following up on, but we're going to be concentrating a little bit more on the popular artists over the next couple of weeks. One of the reasons, sort of the real high view artists, one of the reasons we're doing that is because ever since the copyright strike, YouTube has not been sharing our channel so much, recommending it to people, which therefore means that we have been seeing quite a significant dip in overall views, and I want to keep the channel status nice and good. We've also had a couple of days where we've lost subscribers, so I want to try and sort of bolster that up and get us through to as many viewers as we can for the next couple of weeks, just to try and bring more people in, and that'll be really great before we can go to our new location when I get back to Japan. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. Fernando, we have 750 and even 1 litre cans. Same in Japan, yeah. In Japan, more and more you're seeing companies doing like the 750 or 650, 750, and the 1 litre cans are quite popular, especially with like Asahi do a 1 litre can, which is really cool because it's a proper can. You know, I'm suspecting that's what you're talking about as well. But holding a can, it feels like a mini barrel. Good stuff. So, a little look here. What else we got going on? So yeah, also just see James has gone back to England now. There's a couple more reactions that we both did still coming up, and then the whole series we filmed while he was in Japan of us doing food reviews together that's coming up. But actually, the biggest news, the big thing I want to really remind you guys, please remember that we've got the OneDrive, which has got loads of reactions that are not on YouTube, and there's going to be more added to that on a regular basis. So you're going to see loads of stuff that never made it onto YouTube. Fully fledged reactions that we couldn't upload for the usual technical reasons. If you want to find a link to that, like I say, go to the Reddit. Thank you again, as always, Steve, for setting that up, or go to the Discord. And if you go to our Discord, you can check that out. The links are all in normal places. You know where they go. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just so we've got people here, just in case you're listening, and you're sort of, if you're one of those people who's just sort of along for the ride, just to sit back and listen, but you're not chatting in the comments, don't worry at all. I'm going to drop you the links here now. So if anyone wants to just have a quick look, you can. But those are the links for our social media, blah, 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 blues. It won't post because it's too long. Wait a second, let me move a couple. Oh wow, when you copy and paste things into this chat, they just don't work. There we go. All right, guys, so if you want to check out any of those, you can. Like I say, the Discord and the Reddit will give you access to the link, which you'll need to find out the Backer Breakdown exclusives. So, Harry, hopefully sharing your videos to Facebook and Twitter will help improve your view count, especially if your followers on those platforms share them also. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. At the moment, the Facebook following is quite low, and the way that Facebook usually works, I mean, the paid advertising is great there, but I just don't have the money to do that unless, like, more... like I said, the Patreon thing is going to help in time, but at the moment, that's just kind of keeping me with enough coffee to stay sane. But in time, hopefully, if we get more people on Patreon, then we can use that money to pay for Facebook advertising, and Facebook advertising will get us more people on Facebook because it is really effective, and then that will lead back into the YouTube. At the moment, the YouTube is the only thing that's really getting us people. Twitter's okay, but I think that probably picks up 1 or 2 people a month. It's not super effective. So really, YouTube is the only place that we're scooping people from. But if things pick up and the Patreon picks up, then I'll be able to consider things like paid for Facebook advertising, which is just the most useful targeted system you can have. So that would be brilliant. I'm also going to start sharing some stuff on like with Reddit. I started approaching things like I went onto the subreddit for some of the you know, sort of pop, if you like mid-level bands we do, stuff like Baby Metal and Bandmate is like massively popular. Then you have some of the artists who we cover, who, you know, the sort of the Team Sharchies of this world, and the, you know, the little bands who there isn't really much following. But then there's the ones in the middle, the Wagaki bands with Silent Sirens. I've started going on to subreddits for those groups and starting getting involved in sharing some of the links, and people being really supportive. I mean, like, for example, I posted one on the Silent Siren one, just sort of saying, yeah, I know this is really bad, but I just want to give you a link to my reaction videos, and it got a lot of upvotes. People really liked it. So, you know, it seems that people are quite supportive of that kind of thing. So I'm trying to appeal directly to the fans of various artists as well. But yeah, there's a lot of things. Harry, Discord, never heard of it. Of course you've never heard of it. Of course. There's this guy who looks a lot like you there, but you wouldn't know him. Oh, my word. So, yeah. it's been difficult since the like I say, with the copyright strike thing. YouTube has just stopped sharing our stuff, but we're still getting a decent number of views, and it's pushed me to find new ways of spreading what we're doing. The only thing that really working against me is time. There's like so many ideas, but time and money are the two things that kind of stop you from getting along. So I'm trying to do my best to obviously stay vocal on all of the platforms, as well as, you know, to push the conversation forwards, as well as posting all the videos, as well as making the videos, as well as sharing on different platforms, just trying to get involved in everything. So we'll get there, but I think what might be useful is in the next couple of weeks, if I focus on doing some reviews of the artists who I know are big draws anyway, then that at least means that we can start bringing some people in the easy way, and that'll give me a little bit more time where I can sort of focus more on pushing forward a little bit of an agenda with our sort of social media and trying to get more people involved. I mean, incidentally, World Tour Wednesdays, I guess this doesn't take a genius to work out, but the next country is going to be Australia, because we did New Zealand, so New Zealand across to Australia. So yeah, any suggestions for Australia? Actually, maybe now's a good time. I mean, remember though, that's what the Reddit is for. We have a World Tour Wednesday Reddit feed, so, you know, mention stuff in there if you want to. Oh man, the minute I said Australia, people started leaving the chat. What's going on, people? What's going on? Why this hate for Australia? Oh, someone came back. Good. Yeah. Next World Tour Wednesday will be in Australia, so feel free to suggest things. Let us know. Ah, my word. Ah, my word indeed. So, any suggestions? Anyone think of anything for Australia, or anything based on what I just said about what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks? There are still, like I said, there's still a few things like Fem, Iron Bunny, another one called there's actually a really interesting one that's coming up tomorrow. I'm trying to remember what the group's called. Let me just have a little look on our hell, do you know what? I'm just going to show you guys directly. All right, I've never done this before. I'm going to show you guys directly what's going on the channel. Now, instantly, while I'm looking at this screen, I can't see the screen in which the camera feed is, so I've got to assume that you can see what I'm pointing the camera at when I do this. All right, so a couple of things that we've got coming up in the next few days. All right, so this is one of the ones I'm interested in particularly. Wasuta, Platonic Girl. That's a video that's coming up quite soon. That one's coming up tomorrow, I think. Then we've got this one was an artist called Frederick. This has been really popular on YouTube at the moment, Japanese artist, and male lead vocal as well, which we don't do enough of those, so it'd be nice to have one of those as well. And then we got a bit more Silent Siren that's coming up as well. So yeah, those are the next three which are going to be dropping. There's a few more to follow that. But yeah, I was really interested in this one, Wasuta. Really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think of that. Tell me if you guys know who they are straight off the bat. How are we doing comments wise? No one's commenting at the moment. That makes it easier for me to pour in a bit more drink. Oh no, it's out. I have to get one of my million more beers. All right. Anyway, just I probably should have mentioned this before. I'm only going to be running this particular live stream up to the 1 hour line. The reason for that being just the, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that I've got to do, and I don't usually do the Thursday live stream, so I will be finishing this one in a few minutes to get on with some more work. But I just, obviously, like I say, considering there's not going to be a live stream in 2 weeks' time, I thought it'd be nice to do a little bit more talking to you guys now, especially as I don't often do. Well, I've actually never do them outside of Saturday, so it's nice to talk to some people who maybe don't get to see our stuff normally. I've noticed that a lot of the trolls we've had recently have been much more boring. Like today's trolls have not been so interesting. They've just been talking about Trump. It's like, this is lazy trolling. I want to see better quality trolling. My trolls are usually funny. These trolls are dull. So yes. So I'm getting no comments. This has been a much more quiet chat than normal. Everyone's very chilled on a Thursday, aren't we? All very laid back, all very relaxed. But yes, I might end this one early then if If everyone's taken my point, everyone's happy with everything I've said, then there might not be too much more for me to say. I'm just thinking, what else should I waffle on about? But you guys have, I've waffled a lot, and you guys have taken in all the information. I'll tell you what. Still on Korea instant video. Oh yeah. Well, that's one of the things that's been quite nice about me being here is I've had time to sit down and work on that. So the Korea instant video is coming. It is quite funny actually. I was watching the edit of it back recently. Well, one particular scene, one of the more dramatic scenes, and it is just quite funny now. It looks like one of those really cheesy like those American documentaries about where they reenact crimes and things. It looks like one of those. It just kind of looks really cheesy. I don't normally drink this early, but I think I'll join you. What time is it for you, Brian? Let's see if we can. Oh, crikey, this lens might. I occasionally put the funny lenses on. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yes. Got a zoom lens for you guys now. I have no idea what possible use this could be. Oh, yeah, you can see that I didn't do the washing up and everything. Ta-da. Why have I put I don't know why I put a zoom lens on here. It was in my hand. And I thought, yeah, let's put a zoom lens. Look, it's a Vietnamese style plug. My light switches. Oh wow, it's my trip switch. Oh, let's see what I've got down here. Oh yeah, that's one of the other canned coffees I had. That's some bread that I need to eat. My microwave. Uh-oh, it's the laundry basket. Oh no. It's me in all of my horrifying glory. That was fun. Okay, let's see where everyone is. Brian, 4:45. Good for you, sir. Good for you. It's a bit early, but it's fair enough. Harry, Lejeune is going to be sad he missed this stream. Guess this time machine is still broken. Don't worry, Harry. He's the master of the Saturday ones. I can't expect him to do it every day of the week. This was also a chance to pick up some new people, so it's a good one. Fernando, okay, have fun in Vietnam. I've got to go to lunch. Okay, you're not going to miss much because like I said, we're probably going to go soon anyway. But thanks so much for joining us as always, Fernando, and thank you for commenting and keeping it up. Really appreciate it. Ivy Shy, you need to go to a cafe and drink freshly brewed coffee. These canned ones are crap in comparison. Yeah, I know, but well, I don't think they're crap. I think they're good. Yeah, the fresh ones are better. But I'd say here's the thing. I think I've recounted this story before, but I have this friend in London, and he's Italian, and he's a much older fella. Really lovely, and he used to work in a food import business, and he is a man who knows about the finer things in life. And I remember one day, because I regularly would go and visit him, and we'd just sit down and have a chat. Really interesting fella. And he would import coffee beans from Sicily, and he had a special coffee brewing machine in his kitchen. It was just amazing. And I won't bore you with the whole incident, but I just remember the very first time I had coffee around his place, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, I've never understood espressos because I just had espressos like normal people do. You just think it's a little bit of coffee. It's a bit strong. What's the point of that? And when you have a proper Italian espresso with proper Italian beans, I did subsequently find a coffee shop in Westbourne Park area of London that had also. I mean, it was a labour of love, the person who ran it, because he charged virtually nothing for the coffee. And again, it was almost that quality, amazing quality, but virtually impossible to find anywhere else in London, even in the most expensive places. And I think when you've had coffee that is that good, maybe this is just me being a bit of a dick about it, but I tend to find if I have good coffee, I just feel disappointed it's not like amazing coffee. There's this middle ground where most brewed coffee sits that now just doesn't feel good enough by comparison. So for me, if I have like a canned coffee, it is what it says. I can lower my expectations accordingly. If someone offers me like a really high quality coffee, then I can love it for being that great. But everything else in the middle kind of feels almost indecisive. I kind of feel like it's not worth the money. So this might just be a psychological thing, but I've always had this trouble with coffee. I either like the really cheap stuff or the ultra expensive stuff, kind of nothing in between. And yes, I have had that Kopi Luwak stuff. I have had that. Don't care where it comes from. Good. Okay. How long will you be there, Harrow? Well, I'm going to be here until the 30th, so I'm coming back at the beginning of October. This is partly to celebrate my whole birthday. It was really nice to have James over in Japan on my birthday, but I didn't really get to do anything. So in a way, I kind of feel a little bit more rewarded for my birthday, going and doing a little bit of sightseeing. And I mean, I love to see architecture. And I was listening to one thing I do. I mean, for you guys who know that I make music, one of the things I love to do is when I travel to other countries, I walk around with a memo recorder and I record any interesting sounds I hear, and then I go home and I cut them, and I basically I cut them, I tune them, and I make them into music, and I make like little albums of music out of the sounds I heard in places, and they become like, that comes like a sort of an audio diary, and then I'll record like a little bit of lyric maybe or something, but it's usually like a condensed thing, like 15 minutes total, maybe 3 or 4 songs, and I'll just pop it up on my Bandcamp for no one to ever care about or listen to, but it's just something I do for a bit of fun. And I was doing a bit of that today. I went to like this really cool pagoda temple, and I went just at the time they were having like the evening prayers, so I got to record the sound of that, and I was recording the sounds of some of the busy streets and like the different tones of the motorcycle engines and things, and like tuning them up. And so this I really love doing that kind of thing. So while I'm here, I'm trying to make the most of this to do a few things. One is to relax, one is to create some music just for my own joy, and the other is to keep the channel up to date and try and breathe a bit of air into the channel and give it a little bit of life. Because I know when I get back to Japan, I'm going to have some like tough work to do. It's going to be a couple of busy weeks. So I think get myself ahead of it now and just try and do a lot of work on the channel now. So yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of positive stuff here, but I can't believe it's already my 4th day and getting through my days so quick. Harry, I almost beat him to the first comment last Saturday, but got interrupted by actually have to work at work. Yeah, well, I got to admit, I'm happy for Lejeune. I want Lejeune to win that now because he's done so well to be ahead of the game so many weeks that I kind of want Lejeune to be our #1 guy when it comes to the Saturdays. Harry, I'm not a big coffee personally. I usually have at least 4 cups in any given month. Okay. At most 4 cups in any given month. Yeah, what's the difference there? Ivy Shy, coffee is one of those things, if you drink it daily, you can't give it up. Yeah. That's probably another reason why I like the cheap ones, why I've got such a high appreciation for the cheap ones, is because, I drink it very, very regularly. And some of you guys might remember from one of the previous live streams I showed you, I had a pile of 7 cans of coffee on the desk, and that's just what I drunk in that one day. And I do drink a lot of coffee. So in a way, it also pays to have an appreciation for. There's so many canned coffees in Asia that, although some of them are crap, there are some which are actually genuinely quite good. And in one of the upcoming food and drink specials for James's program, we did do like a couple which were based totally on canned coffees in Asia, which was brilliant. And really analyzing the flavors and things. So yeah, there are a lot of really crap ones, but there are some good ones. If you can drink regularly, if you find like a coffee which is actually quite tasty and quite enjoyable, maybe not brilliant, but just a good quality coffee that you can enjoy for like a really cheap price, and you can have it regularly, it becomes something you just love because it becomes part of your daily life. It's like, I can rely on this coffee to be cheap and available and just help me get through my day. Get a cheap coffee maker, it will pay for itself. Yeah. Look, again, there's a couple of reasons why though. I mean, partly it's just the time, and partly it's the fact that I'm moving all the time. I do get what you're saying, but I think a lot of people have this sort of undue hatred of the canned coffees. I know it's sort of better to make your own coffees at home, but I like the fact you can go in, and if you know which coffees you like, you can get a different style of coffee each time. And you can take it out for you on a walk, and you don't have to think about anything in advance. It's just something, I want a coffee, get a coffee. And I don't think they're bad. I think there's a lot of undue hatred towards the canned coffees in Asia, and most of it isn't really based on anything. Yeah, there are some bad ones, but then again, a lot of the people who don't like canned coffees will go to cafes and drink coffee that is total shit. But just because they pay a lot of money for it, they think it's good. I do accept that most canned coffees are not great, but like I said, this is why me and James did that thing where we did like a real analysis of like the different sort of canned coffees available. That I'm really looking forward to that episode being posted. But yeah, there's a really interesting sort of difference in flavors. And yeah, I do admit it is a good idea to make your own coffee at home, but just like I say, I am way too busy. I know it sounds like a bullshit excuse, but I am way too busy to really run that through my brain. I mean, I love cooking, and half the time I get to the end of the day and I haven't eaten anything because I just haven't had time to say, okay, I need to cook something, sit down and cook. So I know what you mean. I've showed a video idea, make a video reviewing some canned Vietnamese coffee versus some at cafes. I'm sure that will get a lot of views. That's actually a really good idea. That's a nice idea, actually. I like that. Because like I said, we did a comparison between canned coffees, but we didn't really compare them to the coffees in places. I mean, because James he recorded many episodes, which are upcoming, but 2 of them were based on canned coffees. One was a comparison of all of the lattes on the market. Another one was a comparison of the different types of Boss coffee, because Boss being like the most recognizable brand. And then we did another one where we went to a Starbucks in Orlando Park, and he wanted to try some new flavor of Starbucks, which predictably he liked and I thought was just total dross. But so we did that, but we never actually directly compared coffee in a cafe to coffee from a can. I think I can go both ways though. I know some, like for example, if you have the coffee in some places, I am pointing the finger at Starbucks, I'm afraid. You compare a Starbucks to a canned coffee, which is like worth a quarter of the price at most, and you usually won't find much difference. But there are some coffee chains that are really fantastic for a very low budget as well. Harry, did you pick up any omiyage for your Japanese friends while you are there? Japanese vending machine canned coffee taste test video. Basically the vending machine canned coffee taster. That's effectively what we were doing, although we got them from the shops just to save a bit of money. Please not visit Starbucks if it's there in Vietnam. Y'all, believe me, I wouldn't step foot in a Starbucks by my own fruition. It was same way I wouldn't really step foot in a McDonald's. I haven't got like any particular hatred of them. It's just like I don't know why I would give these people money to give me something that I could get better elsewhere. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. And yeah, Starbucks to me is just there are some good ones though, just to point out. I mean, I have a few friends who are genuine coffee fanatics. I mean, I love coffee, but I have some friends who are really coffee fanatics, and one of them, a Lithuanian guy who I think I've mentioned before, he traveled with me around both England and Japan. We kind of established in England the best quality coffee was a mixture of Costa's pretty good, but Nero's the best one, Cafe Nero. Brilliant coffee in there by comparison to most other places. And in Japan, it was a mixture of Tully's, and the best one actually, again, was the cheapest one, was a cafe called Cafe Veloce, which is a kind of a popular chain out here. Cafe Veloce are like cheaper than all the others, and their coffee beans are so much tastier, so much better. So let's have a look here. I prefer convenience store coffee over Starbucks. Yeah, effectively, that's what I do. Completely agree with you, Harry. I mean, convenience store coffee is not that bad. It's not great. It's not that bad. Except for 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven in Japan, they have a coffee that they do, and it is pretty gross. It's just like really watery. Brian, I've heard Starbucks has great free Wi-Fi, but that's the only reason I would go there. Yeah, a lot of people agree. You tend to find that Starbucks in Japan is mostly full of people sitting on their laptops doing some work. It's not really a place for drinking coffee. It's a place for doing your work. And just by the way, while we're talking about drinks, I need some more drinks. Well, this one's a little bit more Vietnamese. Yeah. So chilling out now with a bit of Halida, Vietnamese lager beer. This one's a straight 5%, your normal sort of strength. Nothing particularly. Oh yeah, I'm saying that BIA beer thing. I think that must be what they call beer because that's on both of these cans. Yeah, this is straight 5%, so I'm going to enjoy a bit of this one now. All right, guys. Anyway, I think depending on how you guys are feeling, like I say, really looking forward to what you think because James has done some. I mean, he's a real foodie. I know that he likes those sort of things that I would never go near, the sort of the McDonald's and the Starbucks, but he is a real foodie. So I really hope that you guys, when his new series starts in the next few weeks, I really hope you guys get to enjoy that because it is really interesting, and I join him for a lot of the videos as well. So do definitely check that out. I'm looking forward to bringing that to you. But yeah, for now, I'm thinking we're going to round this one up because we're coming up to about 1 hour and 10. And like I said, I've got a few things to do before I get myself too sleepy. And yeah, it's not that late, actually. It's only 1. It's 11 o'clock at night. But I go to McDonald's for... yeah, no, you're right. Harry, you're right. I go to McDonald's for free Wi-Fi with 100 yen coffee. I know so many people who do that in Japan. It's a really, really popular thing to do. Get your 100 yen coffee and then sit there and use the Wi-Fi. There are some McDonald's I know you just don't go near them at lunchtime because everyone is sitting there with their identical 100 yen black coffee. I'm pretty sure McDonald's in Japan will change that rule because they've got to realize they're losing a lot of money during their lunch breaks. People aren't coming in for food, they're just coming in for coffee. Harry, I enjoyed his McDonald's commercial video. Yeah, I'm glad you did actually. I thought you did a really good job on that. But I was cracking up so much when I watched that because he gave the video to me and he was like, all right, okay, I did this. And I was expecting him to do his usual thing of laughing his ass off at the how funny the commercials were. But instead what we got was an accurate historic knowledge of every McDonald's product. And while I was watching it before posting it, I was just sitting there laughing and he was like, oh, what's it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I was like, you're just talking about the history of McDonald's, but it was really fun. I loved the way he approached that. It wasn't what I expected at all. So yeah, like I said, I really hope you guys enjoy that series. I know it's a little bit more nichey than what we usually do, but please support it. I'm sure it'll be, if nothing else, I'm sure it'll be really fun. And especially there's one episode when he posts the latte episode. Check it out, and I'll tell you for why. I'm really interested in seeing how he edits it. Now, James is one of these people like me. He's got a very certain work ethic. He likes how he does things. But whereas with me, when things go wrong, I just kind of okay, I keep going. With him, when things go wrong, his perfectionist kicks in. And with the first coffee we had, it was like the cheapest one. It came in a little cardboard carton. And he couldn't pour it because it started exploding and pouring all over his hand and all over the table. And he got quite mad. He got quite angry. And I'm not sure if he's going to edit that out. So guys, when he does the latte one, check it out because you'll see my facial expression. I'm sitting there looking terrified, like, it's good. It's good. James is going to start punching all the cans off the table in a minute. It's really, really funny, that one. So CMC, hey, CMC, you've tuned in just as we're starting to round things up. I'll be going in a minute, but thank you for tuning in anyway. I was thanking you for putting the Reddit links up earlier, but you weren't here. You've come just in time to miss your own thanks. Typical, always late. More Nietzsche, very philosophical. Yeah, I was surprised to see James understanding so many Japanese words. Yeah, James's Japanese is quite interesting. He has kind of like a selective knowledge. He knows some very weird things, I think partly from his exposure to things like anime and just like occasional bits of Japanese culture. So occasionally he'll mention something which even though I've probably got a better comprehension of how to actually communicate with people in the language, he knows all these little random words and things that I would never have heard of, which I think, like I say, comes from things like anime and stuff. So he's very useful for me to have around because sometimes I'll be trying to communicate and then he'll just know this really weird word and he'll be like, oh, all right, cool, let's have that. So anyway, look, like I say, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you all coming along. Just to reconfirm for everyone, I'll recap the main facts again. First of all, massive thanks to CMC and everyone. If you want to check out, we have there's 4 videos at the moment. There's going to be more coming all the time of never seen before footage videos, which are basically reactions we've never been able to put online, videos we haven't been able to post, which are going into our special OneDrive account. You can find the link for that on our Reddit or our Discord. Reddit's the nicely kept up to date by CMC, so please go and check that out. The links I have posted in here, but you can find them in any of our recent videos as well. So go through that, and then you'll see 4 new videos that you probably haven't ever seen before. Certainly 3 that you definitely wouldn't have seen before because they haven't been available anywhere else. Also, like I say, next week to try, because since the copyright strike, YouTube has been really lowering how much it shares our channel. So next week we're going to be focusing on a few more of the, if you like, channel favorites, getting back to some of this of the Bandmaids, the Baby Metals, the big name artists. So churning out some of those. So please show support for that. James's James's program that he's been recording while he was in Japan before he went home a few days ago. That is coming up in the near future. It's going to be really entertaining. Hopefully about 1 episode every week. So please tune into that. It's going to be a good fun laugh. He's covering food and drink, but in a very James sort of way. Too excited, I think, is probably the way I describe it. He can somehow be calm and too excited at the same time, which is really confusing. And other than that, yeah, like I said, I'll be coming back to a new location in. I'll be coming back from here in October. I'm in Vietnam, as you guys successfully worked out. Big thanks to Brian, who worked that one out from all of the clues. Yes, I am in Hanoi in Vietnam. So I'll be back at the beginning of October. And then from there, just a few weeks to set everything up. And then by the end of October, certainly the channel will have a new lease of life, hopefully. So guys, thank you so much for sticking with it. Like I say, you got all those links. Anyone who can help us on the Patreon is much appreciated. Because like I say, if I get enough money through on that, I can start doing targeted advertising and getting more people onto the channel. We're really fighting against the YouTube limitations at the moment, but we're going to keep on fighting, and we're never giving up, as always. We'll get there in the end. Let's just read the last few comments before we move on from this. A Try Indonesia in the World Tour Wednesday video. I was thinking about that as well. In Indonesia on the way back through. Might will cover them. Not too sure about too much of the music from Indonesia, but I will have a little look into that. And yes, I know you mentioned about Passcode. Don't worry, Passcode is coming. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, but Passcode is one of the artists I want to do more as we focus on like the real channel favorites. Certainly next week. CMC, Biometric. Biometric what? I appreciate it. Enjoy Vietnam later. Take care, man. Like I say, more Dreamcatcher coming soon as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll certainly be catching on that as well. Harry, I plan on joining your Patreon, but need to recover for some. Man, I appreciate it. Look, you look after you. Like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm strong arming anyone, but if you can, it's massively appreciated. So you take care of yourself first of all. That's what matters. Thank you so much. Definitely. CMC Latin America might get some views as popular bands reactions. Yeah, I did check out. By the way, thank you for leaving those links in the Reddit. The subreddit thing. Latin America is one I want to get to, but like I say, I think there's so much more interesting stuff in the world that doesn't get touched on regularly that I want to do that. And the World Tour Wednesday is more for you guys than it is for the big views, because realistically, we don't have time to research what we're listening to so much. It's just kind of fun for you guys. If anything catches on, we're happy to go back to it like we are doing with like Dreamcatcher and Walking After You. But it's a chilled out thing. So when we get to Latin America, it's going to be really fun for you guys. But don't worry, the main thing is we focus on giving you eyes who are interesting for you. Harry, enjoy your stay. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much, Harry. You take care. Brian Humpback are a good little punk band. I will check that out. I think that's been suggested before, actually. I'll have that little check on that. Passcode equals biometric both security. Nicely done. Brian, bye. See you later as well. Okay, have a great night. Yasmin Asai, Harry, thank you very much. All right, everyone, take care. You have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I say, we'll be back on Saturday for the usual live stream, but not the Saturday after. So make sure to tune in this Saturday for our Saturday night live stream. Anyway, you all have a wonderful evening or day or whatever it is where you are. And for now, from Vietnam, ciao, ciao.